Hello mathemists. In this video, we are going to learn about how to find the gradient of a straight line when graph is given. Before diving into the topic, this is a mathiness and here we'll explore all IGCSE topic. Just hit the like button and share this channel with your IGCSE buddies and smash the subscribe button so that you won't miss any video. You just see all these pictures. All these pictures has some slope, some steepness, right? So this steepness is what we call as slope or gradient. In mathematics, we'll be having lot of graphs, curves like that. Yes, in everything we'll be having that steepness. You just see this picture. Okay, the steepness is differing in this point and also at this point it is different. So the study of steepness in mathematics is called as slope or gradient. To start with, we'll go from the basics. We'll learn how to find the steepness of a straight line. If you are drawing a straight line like this, okay, for each, if you change this point, the steepness of the line is changing. So, to study about how steep is this line is called as slope or gradient. So, how can we do this means? To find that gradient, we are going to use this change in y-axis with respect to change in x-axis. In other terms, we can tell it as rise by run. So, what is a vertical change and then horizontal change? Let us see. I am taking 2 points, A and B. Now, compared to A, this point is rise by 6 units. Is that no? So, this is rise, and if there is a change in vertical distance, vertical axis, that is run. Let's see with an example. Now you just see this graph. They gave you this picture A, B and we have to find the gradient. Usually we'll tell this gradient with the letter M. So what is the rule? Rise by run. Here what is the rise? What is the vertical change? That is rise. So rise by run. Here it is raised by 4 units, right? So it is 4 by 2. So it is 2. A gradient of this line AB is, gradient of this line AB is 2. Now you see this picture. Now also they gave two things, but here from this point it went 2 steps down. So this downside it is represented by negative. So here what is the gradient means? Here the rise is negative 2, which means it is going down by run is 4. So minus 1 by 2. So here the gradient is minus 1 by 2. Now, you just see this one. Here, they didn't give you any point. So, in this case, what you'll do means you have to identify the point hidden. Yes, for example, I can able to see many points, right? So, I am going to take any 2 points. Let me take this point, that is 0, 3 and this point. So, this is 2, 1. Okay, for this, I want to find rise by run. In this picture, I can't able to see rise by run. So, what I'm going to do means I'm going to find change in y-axis and change in x-axis. How we'll find means m is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This will tell us change in y-axis and change in x-axis. What is x1, x2, y1, y2 means? Now we'll take one of the point as first point, another point as second point. So I'm treating this as x1, y1 and here x2, y2. So what should I do? I should take y2 minus y1. That is 1 minus 3 divided by x2 minus x1. 2 minus 0. So minus 2 by 2, it is minus 1. The gradient is minus 1. Okay, so you can take any points as x1, y1, any point as x2 by 2. Even if you change the point also, you will get the same gradient. Okay, so the gradient of this line is minus 1. We will see another example. Now consider this one. Yes, so in this, also they didn't give you the point. So I'm having point of intersection at this. But if you're taking this one, it is not clear, right? Sometimes it will pass through the center, sometimes it will pass in the corner. We don't know. So it's always better to take where it is crossing any particular point. Okay, so I'm taking this point and this point. What about this point? This is 1, comma 3. And here what is the point? It is minus 1 comma minus 1. We'll do for 1 comma 3 and minus 1 comma minus 1. So I'll keep it as x1 y1 x2 y2. So m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So here y2 is minus 1 minus 3 by minus 1 minus 1. Minus 4 by minus 2, that is 2. The gradient of this line is 2. Now we'll see the types of gradient. You just see these picture. Okay, here if you see, there is no steepness at all. The car is going on a flat line. So here the gradient is 0. This is 0 gradient. Whereas in these two pictures, the car is climbing upward direction. Yes, and these two pictures tells the car is climbing downward direction. So here how we tell means this is 0 gradient. If it is looks like climbing up or uphill, it is positive gradient, and if it is climbing down, it represents it is negative gradient. And also here positive gradient in this, the steepness is low compared to this one. Here it is more steep, here it is less steep. So the gradient of this one is less compared to this one. Same with this also. Negative gradient also, here it has more steepness. Okay, so we'll be telling it as 0 gradient, positive gradient, negative gradient. 0 means it's a flat line, positive if it is uphill, and negative it is a downhill. Now you just see in this picture, both the gradients are downhill. Here also down and down. So negative gradient. But the gradient from this point to this point is different, and from this point to this point is different. So this is not a straight line. It has two different gradients in this picture. I hope you got some clear understanding about basics of gradient of a straight line when graph is given. To know more about gradient, just subscribe to this channel so that you will get future videos covering all this. Stay tuned with Mathiness.